WWE. They gave us some pink slips today. One of them left. Like, literally just walked out of the company without even getting one. The WWE Diva, too. So, we had, you know, some releases here today where you could say they got fired. And one of them just left, and the Diva is Gail Kim. Now, this one, I'm not surprised. You know, I'm just gonna say it out loud. One Diva got fired, three superstars got fired, and we're just like, Gail Kim left. Gail Kim left, and this actually kind of not surprised me. First of all, her contract expires at the end of the year, I believe. Second, she had a recent tweet earlier this week talking about how she didn't try to get herself fired or whatever on Monday Night Raw when she was only in the Battle Royal for 5 seconds. And you know, Gail Kim, we all know she's a former women's champion. She went to TNA, she became a Knockouts champion, and she comes back to WWE. And you know, there was a few times it looked like she was possibly going to become Divas champion or, you know, women's champion, but you know, WWE just never really, you know, got back with her type of deal. That they never really let her get loose type of deal, and you know, just become a women's champion type of stuff. And it's, you know, kind of sad. You know, the WWE, they had a chance to keep pushing this woman, and you know, they just refused to. And so it was just, you know, it was kind of a bummer there. So you know, hope, you know, some people say she'll go. And I don't know where Melina will go. She's gonna go back to TNA, I don't know, or back to her slim brother, or just retire, to be honest with you, because she's getting married and stuff. But then Melina gets fired. That's right, Melina, the lovely Melina. Let's see, how long has Melina been in WWE for? God damn, she's what, been there for 6 years? She's been there for a while, guys. Melina, you know, I know some people are gonna say, oh, she had backstage politics, you know, oh, she was sleeping with so and so, blah blah blah. And, you know, on her Twitter account, she tweeted, and her boyfriend John Morrison was like, oh, I love you, I'm so glad you're here, blah blah blah. But Melina, you know, this was a woman that, you know, was the first one to get eliminated. She got eliminated in the first second, like literally 1 second in the Battle Royal on Monday night. And you know, yes, she's a former women's champion, yes, she's a former Divas champion, and I still think obviously she has it. You know, she could put off a pretty good match, but WWE just gave her the cold shoulder, you know, this whole year basically. I mean, she really didn't get pushed, you know, at all. You know, she was just getting buried by Kelly, getting buried by Beth Phoenix, getting buried by freaking, you know, it just seemed like every, you know, diva on Raw face that, you know, she was getting buried by. And it's too bad, because like I said, she had potential and everything. She still does, and I wouldn't be surprised if she goes to Impact Wrestling, brother, as Paige fans. They have Paige fan. But yeah, it's a bummer to see Melina go. You know, I found her attractive, and you know, she could wrestle. Like, I'm not saying the best like Natalya and freaking, you know, Beth Phoenix, but better than Kelly and kind of the Bella Twins there. So, yeah, best of luck for Melina. Now you got Chris Masters. Now here's the funny thing. I was watching Superstars last night, and like, oh, look, Chris Masters has a match with Jack Swagger. Do you know that'll be the last time I see Chris Masters in a match in WWE? Now, remember, guys, back in the, you know, just a few years ago, Chris Masters was getting a push. I mean, he was going for the WWE title against John Cena. You know, no one could get out of the whole master lock. And then, you know, now it's like, let's look at his pectoral muscles. You know, it's just like, okay. You know, he basically became like a comedy skit type of wrestler. So, you know, with Chris Masters, you know, I wasn't really a huge fan of the guy, but he do have potential, so, you know, it's a bummer to see him go. Vladimir Kozlov is also the next guy. Vladimir Kozlov, you know, this guy was going, if you just a couple years ago, this guy was a freaking monster, undefeated on SmackDown, and you know, he was doing well against Triple H and Jeff Hardy, and he was going for the WWE title, you know, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, he goes in the whole Ruthless Roundtable with, you know, William Regal and Ezekiel Jackson, and then all of a sudden he goes to Raw and freaking teams up with Santino Morale and become tag team champions. Oh lord. But you know, Kozlov had a huge potential, I think, of being a heel, a monster, something that, you know, was, you know, pretty good. And you know, it's kind of a bummer seeing him go. And last but not least, the guy I've been talking about Skype the last, like, you know, I don't know how many weeks now, Where the hell happened to David Hart Smith? Well, David Hart Smith got fired by WWE. That's right, David Boy Smith. You know, the British Bulldog son got fired. I have not seen David Hart Smith wrestle in so freaking long. Now I gotta admit, Tyson Kidd to me had is better in ring than David Hart Smith, out of the Hart Dynasty guys. But of course, he's a former tag team champion with Tyson Kidd. When they were in the Hart Dynasty, and he was walking around with the cowboy hat and stuff apparently recently, and having dark matches. But again, another young talent, gone. And WWE just never really used them, in the last few months. So anyway, I don't know what you guys think. What do you guys think of Gail Kim leaving? What do you think about Melina getting fired? What do you think about Chris Masters, Vladimir Kozlov, and David Hart Smith both being fired? So get you guys later. I'll be in